Good afternoon. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back for Couch Chronicles. This is episode 4, and I'm going to pick up with Patience Prevails, which was my last topic in Couch Chronicles episode 3. So hopefully you've had a chance to watch all of them. If not, it's on my page. Go back and check them out. So I'm going to start with a statement today, and I'm actually going to read it so I can make sure that I say it exactly how I wrote it. So, it always takes longer to build something than it does to destroy or dismantle. So, think about that for a couple of seconds. So, when I thought about patience, I just kept thinking patience building, patience and building, patience and building. And I just was, quiet about it a little bit. And I started receiving some like illustrations. And I thought about just basic things that we would build in our everyday lives over a period of time in our lives that it can take a very long time for you to get to where you wanted it to be, but it can take 2 seconds for it to be destroyed. So simple examples, a sandcastle. If you've ever been to the beach and, built a sandcastle as a child or with your children, you take all the steps and you got to get all your materials and everything, but it takes 1 second for a wave to come and wash it out. A good old desk from IKEA. Love me some IKEA, but I thought about how long it can take you to put it together. But one screw or one wrong move can dismantle the whole desk. What about your dream job? Your dream job, it might have taken you a while to actually get to that point, and then it can take one wrong misstep or one wrong action at your job that can totally snatch that from you. I thought about friendships and relationships, and I just want us to just pause and think about that for a second of how the things that are of value to you and the things that you actually have achieved in your life, it actually took some time to build it, but then it takes 2 seconds, 2 seconds for it to be destroyed. So here's the thing connecting to patience prevailing. So reflect on any period of your life where you had a building process. And when you think about it, it took some time. You had to be patient. It was not an overnight scenario. And I just want to, encourage us to have that same level of patience through this process, because I want us to look at this experience that we're having right now as not a pandemic, but a process. And if we think about it as a process, and even more than just any type of process, but a building process, then we have to be patient. So just a few things to encourage you. So while we're going through this process, I encourage you to be patient, to be productive, to be protective, to be peaceful, and to be prayerful. You could be pandemic filled, but why would you want to be those things? So I'll repeat that list really quickly. Be patient, be productive, be protective, be peaceful, and be prayerful. And just that part too about patience, when we think about anything we have to build, especially when you can even, like, I'll use my own child for example, when she's building with Legos. If you've ever seen those little itty bitty Legos that the children build with now, they can take a long time to actually get to the finished product. So sometimes you might become a little impatient while you're going through the process. But if we just remind ourselves and others about the finished product, right? Like, focus on that promise, focus on the end goal, not the process, because the process can be a little rocky. It can get you off. It can make you feel anxious. So I know that anxiety has been at an all-time high for some, and I'm not confessing that over the world, but I'm just stating some facts about going through this process, that anxiety can try to creep in, and it can try to make you feel like, oh, I can't take it. I can't take another day in the house. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm about to go crazy and all of those things. But I want you to just be encouraged that you don't have to feel like that. So I've had periods of my life where I've been very anxious, and it's not a good feeling. So during that process, and even today, I went back and just found some scriptures, and I found 6 or 7 spaces and places in the Bible where it reminded us that it's not cool to be anxious. Okay, so I'll give those references, and hopefully, in your quiet time, maybe with your family or by yourself, you get a chance to go back and actually read over them. So the first one is Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious or worried about anything. Matthew 6:31. Do not be anxious or worried. Luke 12:2 tells us again, do not be anxious. Jeremiah 17:8. Isaiah 35:4, Matthew 6:25, Deuteronomy 32:29. If you go back and read over those scriptural references, they all give us reasons why it does not pay to be anxious. The word itself says, do not worry about tomorrow because there's enough problems in your today. So I know a lot of this process can bring us like a feeling of what's going to happen? When is it going to be over? What's going to happen next? Will I be able to go out tomorrow? Well, guess what? Just focus on today, people. If we all just focus on today, then we'll go through this process a whole lot better. So, last thoughts, replace your anxious thoughts with thoughts of peace and power. Don't think about pandemics. Think about peace and power and prayer. Thank you.